Hey friends, welcome back to Tech with Ryder. In this video, we're going to talk about the best folder structure for a backend API project, especially with Node.js. Let me explain for you. When we run a Node.js project, we need to have a entry point that is server.js. In this file, we do something like let server know what is the port number required to app.js. Also, let the administrator know when server have some problem like interrupt. In app.js file, we need to declare some middleware, routers, or config. In middleware, we will do some tasks like check user authenticate or not, compress the data before respond to customer. In routes, we will make some URL paths. In config, we will connect to database, connect to RabbitMQ, connect to WebSocket, etc. When user make a request to server, it will call to routes to check the part of API. Then it will call to controllers. In controllers, we will define the HTTP code to respond to client. Also, in this function, we will call to service to get the data and respond data to the client. In service, we will call to modules, deals, helpers, and untils, and so on. In models, we will declare the fields of database. In deals, we will make some function to get data or create data or update data to database. Remember that don't do your business logic in DAOs. Let me give you an example to understand more about DAOs. Now I have a function in DAOs like lead products. Shop. We need to filter by shop ID, category ID, for example. So I need to create a filters. If shop ID is not known, I will filter by shop ID. It's the same with category. Okay, so finally I need to return product module, for example, file filters. Is that right? And this way is okay, but it's not the best way. The best way is we need to move the business logic outside of DAO's function. Let me create a new lead block 2, and we should to move out this to service. Don't drive the business logic in DAO. Okay, so the best way is filters. There are two reasons why we should to do like this. The first one is, DAO function is used in a lot of service. So we should to write it more flexible. And the second reason is it's related to the first reason. That's in the future, if you want to add more filter for this product like expired date, so you need to go to this function and modify this function. Is that right? It will be violate the solid principle. So in the future, if we want to filter by expired, you should to, for example, I have a product service .js file, and I will do something like expire date, and now I call the function. Now I call the down function. It's more flexible, right? We don't need to update the do function. Now let's talk about helpers and utils. You know, helpers and util contains utilities function. Those functions will support for service or controller, even middleware or rules or configs. But what is the most difference between helper and util? Thus, helpers will contain the function it related to a business, and util is contain function those not related to a business. Let me give you two functions. For example, now I have two functions. That is, the first is full name. Full name is a function. It will help me concat the first name and the last name of user in a system. And the second is convert to HTTP code to string. For example, 404 default is thus it will return if not found, for example. How do you think which function should contain in helpers and which one is in utils? Yeah, of course, the first function is related to a business because because user is one actor in a system. So the first one should be moved in, should be right in helpers. And the second one is not related to a business, right? So it should be right in utils. Okay, you got it. Now back to our project and create folders for our project. Okay, first of all, I create a server.js or server.ts file, server.ts. Okay, the next one, create app.ts. We have it already. So let's create the folder middleware router root config. New folder. I have middleware. I have root config. I have controllers service Now let's go to server.ts file and change something here. We don't need this one. Up will be require from source app. Okay, port. We will okay, and in app.ts file we export this model. Keep this one and okay. In app.ts we will write middleware here. This is we will write middleware. We will write config like connect database or connect to RabbitMQ, connect to WebSockets, and the next one we will write root here like this one. This is a root, right? But in the next video we will move it to other file. And the last one we can write here like handle error. Okay, let's save it. Now let's go to package.json and update this file. I want to build with server.js, and here is server.ts. We will run this file. Server, okay. Oh, there's one thing I forget to tell you that in some case, for example, the Node.js server have some problem and it will be interrupt. We need to send a notify to administrator, right? So we can do it like process.on and seek interrupt signification interrupt. We have a callback here. Hey, administrator, the server is interrupt. Okay, so we need to process exist 0. Okay, so when we interrupt the server or the server have deal with some problem and Node.js server go to interrupt, it will send a notify. I just log here, but we need to do some other function to send notify to the administrator. Okay, and now let's try to run the Node.js server. npm dev, right? Jan dev. Oh, we deal with some problem. Something is wrong. Not found. Jan dev. Oh, I'm sorry. This is server.ts, not source because you can see here the server.tse out of source folder. So we need to remove source and okay, try to run it again. Oh, okay, I see. The port 3000 are using, so we need to change the port. Try it again. Something is wrong. Oh, I know. Okay, I need to queue this port. Okay, try to run it again. You can see now the server is running. That's all I want to share with you about folder structure in a backend API project, especially with Node.js. How about you? What is your folder structure do you usually use? Is the same with my structure or not? Let comment below and we will discuss more about it. The next video we're going to talk about the most necessary dependency before we go to create some APIs for our e-commerce project. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel to get notified when I publish a new video. And see you in the next video.